Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first Ops Forum of this year. With us today, we have a special guest, Tiffany Latham, Senior Implementation Manager for Spring Health, who will be talking about our new partnership and what that means to our members. Tiffany, all yours.
Thanks, Maribel. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for the intro, Maribel. Tiffany Latham here with the Spring Health team. I'm a senior implementation manager here at Spring, and I've been working really closely with the United Ag team over the last few months to support with the implementation of a new benefit that's launching very soon. So today I'll be providing an overview of what that benefit is, walk you through the sign-up process, and support with answering any questions that you might have along the way. So to get us started, Spring's mission, just so you guys know, is to really help people and organizations thrive by eliminating every barrier to mental health. And so barriers look different for everyone, which I'm sure you all are aware of. They could be things like access or financial barriers, or even things like stigma. And so if someone were to ask you to summarize Spring Health in one sentence, here's how I would offer that you answer. That Spring Health is a personal trainer for behavioral health. So unlike any other mental health service, at Spring, we use a clinically validated technology tool called Precision Mental Health Care. And it was developed by the president and co-founder of Spring Health. And it's really used to pinpoint and deliver exactly what will work for each unique person. So whether that be meditation or therapy, the list runs the gamut. So it really focuses on trying to personalize a care plan for participants. And so one of the key ways that we measure our success at Spring is by using data from our assessments that every member takes before they engage with the benefit, and then using that data to track improvement over time. And so we're really proud at Spring to be based in data and science, and we pair like that technological background with care navigators. And you'll hear me talk a lot about care navigators throughout today's session. Care navigators are real human beings, and they're matched with members on a one-to-one basis. So they are licensed clinicians who have a deep passion and care really deeply about helping people navigate their mental health journey. And so in a nutshell, really, Spring provides our support and resources through an app on the web, as well as video conferencing services where folks can access therapy sessions and use a variety of tools to support their mental health. And so often when we chat about mental health, it's important to bring forth like what the definition of it really is. And so there are a lot of different perceptions, again, as I'm sure you guys may be very aware of, perceptions around mental health, what it is, what it means, what it looks like. And so in some cases, people, when you hear mental health, they automatically think about the worst of the worst, right? Depression or bipolar or mood disorders, but it's so much more than that. So the World Health Organization, which you're all familiar with, does a really great job of defining behavioral health and mental health. And they really bring out the reality of what it is. And so by definition, they state that it's a state of well-being that is, it's a process in which like every person really realizes their own potential and they can cope with the normal stresses of life. They can work productively and just overall make a really great contribution to their community. And so with that context, I'll now kind of roll into chatting with you a bit about how Spring Health can help. So this is just a super high level overview of all the different tools and resources that we offer. So I'll start out here chatting a bit about our personalized care plans. So that's really going to funnel through that mental health assessment that folks take at the start. So they're going to take that online assessment. It's designed to really provide that person with proper care for their needs and help track their progress too. And then that dedicated support is one of our key features. So those are those care navigators that I mentioned, that master's level clinician who can answer any questions at all that a member might have about their plan, their care, how to set up appointments, navigating their journey from beginning to end at Spring, really. And then there's that in-network therapy piece. So members can meet with a trusted therapist in as soon as 2 days. members and their dependents will have access to 10 covered sessions annually, and they'll be able to easily schedule appointments directly on our platform, as well as utilize a bunch of different filter options to find that therapist that they feel most comfortable talking to. And if they have any questions, again, about therapy, scheduling, how it all works, they can connect with their care navigator. 24/7, 365 crisis support is available. So within 30 seconds, we'll have responses to provide immediate support or de-escalation and follow-up care at any time of the day for those who are in need. Another cool feature that we have are our wellness exercises. So we at Spring refer to these wellness exercises as moments. They consist of this online library that has on-demand self-guided exercises to help support folks in improving their mental wellness overall, really. So we have exercises designed for anxiety, depression, and sleep, plus tons more. And then community wellsprings. So members can connect with our small group led, clinician led sessions. These sessions really bring folks together for conversations that are really centered around like cultivating some curiosity, building connection, and just really supporting each other all around as it relates to like mental health stressors. You heard me talk a bit about that care navigator. So this slide is just like a better visual really of how all those benefits come together in conjunction with that care navigator. So it's a diagram of that member's journey really and the services that we offer. So at Spring Health, we really like to support our members in eliminating any guesswork when it comes to finding the right plan for them. So this is why we have options all the way, like ranging from subclinical to clinical. And with the combination of that dedicated care navigator, folks have that support, right, that they need to direct them to all the different types of resources that are the best fit for where a person is at their current state. This is just a little bit more about that dedicated care navigator, how they can support the member from beginning to end. Here is just a bit more detail on those moments exercises that I talked about just a second ago. We offer over 150 digital exercises that range across, several mental health stressors and conditions. So we really do recommend these moments exercises at the right time for members based on their most recent assessment results. So for example, if I were to screen for anxiety, moments would be recommended to me to support that. Moments exercises can also support me and others when I'm outside of my therapy session, right? So care navigators and our providers are really going to recommend these moment exercises as an alternative to supplement therapy in some cases. We've also added exercises that are specifically relevant for like families, exercises for self-regulation, communication. It really just runs the gamut. One thing I'd like to call out here is those moments exercises are available in English and Spanish. And a lot of folks like to compare these exercises to the Calm app. So most folks are familiar with the Calm app. With our moments exercise, you can download our mobile app to access the exercises so that you can have them with you on the go, wherever you need them to complete in just a few minutes. Touching on a core part of our support system at Spring, and that's really our providers. So one of the biggest barriers to mental health care is the lack of diversity in the field. So that makes it really difficult for people to find a provider who really understands their lived experience. And so we really want to make sure that members can find experienced therapists that they feel comfortable with. So we provide our providers with everything they need really to be the best that they can be in what they do. We do pride ourselves on offering the most diverse provider network in mental health care right now. And we're really committed to constantly improving the diversity of our care network. So that's how we really strive to make sure that we're getting the best possible outcomes for any member of any background. So as you can see here at a really high level, 45% of our providers identify as BIPOC. So that's Black, Indigenous, people of color. 48 languages spoke fluently across the board. Folks are working from over 25 unique treatment modalities, and we've got 30% of our providers who are specializing in LGBTQIA issues. Another unique feature that we rolled out over the last year was our provider recommendations. So providing personalized provider recommendations comes from that mental health assessment, right? That's part of it. So research shows that like the relationship between a therapist and a member is one of the best indicators of improvement. And so people, if you've ever looked for a therapist, you know the experience, right? You can feel really overwhelmed by all the choices that you have available to you. And so we're trying to give members an opportunity to have confidence in their care by matching them with our 3 highly recommended providers. And so those recommendations come from some of the learnings that we gathered from that member's initial assessment, conditions, and self-reported goals, in combination with like some quality scores that we pulled from customer or member satisfaction surveys. So after working with a provider, they completed a quality satisfaction survey. This is also in combination with just like a variety of specialties that providers are practicing from and that members are looking for providers to have expertise in, as well as demographics and just availability. So recommendations can be viewed on that member's homepage. And they also just have the opportunity to browse therapists within our directory. So there is opportunity to kind of take a different approach to finding a therapist. So members can find the providers that they need really easily. That's one thing I love about our platform is that it's super easy to navigate. So if members want to expand their search beyond those top 3 recommended therapists, they can use our filter options to help them find someone that they feel comfortable talking to. So we have filter options for different specialties, conditions, gender, ethnicity, language. We have in-person and virtual options as well. And while we are pretty much like a virtual first platform, we do offer in-person options for those who would prefer that kind of experience. But ultimately, when searching for a therapist, if members bump up against any issues or challenges, they can connect with their care navigator if they have questions or need additional support finding the best fit for them. Want to talk with you now a little bit about our Wellsprings. And so for many people inside and outside of your organization, you know that mental health still carries a lot of stigma. And so the idea of therapy might still to this day not feel super comfortable for people. And they might not engage in something like Spring Health if all they're hearing about is therapy this, therapy that. And so our mission is to really eliminate every barrier to mental health care, and that includes overcoming stigma. So by one of the ways that we do this is offering a new kind of conversation called Wellsprings. So it's entirely different from like your standard like training or webinar. There are these group-led sessions by a clinician, and they're focused around things like stressors, burnout, parenting, like these everyday issues that we're all dealing with. And so sometimes starting individual therapy can be really intimidating, and this can just be a way to like dip your toe in the water, if you will. But it's really just like a safe space to have conversations, work through feelings. There's never more than 20 people per session. So the folks who are joining can like just feel really comfortable connecting and sharing with others. So now that you know a little bit about what Spring is and what we have available to offer, I'll walk you through the member registration and account setup process. So members who do not have an email address on file can go to unitedag.springhealth.com to create and activate their Spring Health account. So once they get to the site, they'll click Create My Account. And this is a super easy option for anyone who does not have an email address on file. And so after selecting Create My Account, a member is then going to be prompted to enter an email address. So they'll enter the email address, their name, their date of birth to support verifying their eligibility. They'll set up a preferred email address and password to complete that account creation process. They'll also enter their address and phone number. Adult dependents can get started again by going to unitedag.springhealth.com. After selecting create my account, they'll then select I'm a dependent or have no email. They'll then enter their name, date of birth to verify their eligibility. And after that, they'll select dependent. And if that doesn't verify their eligibility, there's no concern here at all. It'll just prompt them to enter the first name, last name, date of birth, and work email address for the primary benefit holder. So that's that member, primary member. After they'll finish their account creation process and then enter their personal email address, and this will notify this will not notify the account holder at all. Parents and guardians can also add minors. So for all minor accounts, a parent or guardian must create and manage the account. All minor accounts are hosted within that parent or guardian's account. Creating an account for minors is easy as well. So at the end of the primary member's registration process or through the homepage, right, minors can be added to the Spring Health platform. So after the account is created, it's pretty super easy to manage as well. Just walking you through the member journey a little bit after registering an account, that member journey is going to begin. So we can break it down essentially into 4 clean steps. We've got screening, matching, navigation, and access. What you see displayed here is the mobile app experience. I'm going to transition now to the next slide so that you can see a very similar view, but it is the web experience. So it's the same journey, but can be completed through a desktop as well. And for each one of these, I'll dive into the steps on the next coming slides. So for that screening, this is that assessment that you heard me talk about earlier. So everybody's going to take an assessment. If there's any support needed along the way with completion of the assessment, reach out to the care navigator. That member will want to reach out to their care navigator. They can support them in walking them through step by step as needed. It's such an important place to start because for so many reasons, right? It's the kickstart for essentially everything. We screen for over 10 conditions like depression, anxiety, alcoholism. It's really dynamic in nature. So each answer determines the next question that a member is going to get. So the screening, we're just really trying to understand what a member might be going through. As I mentioned, we screen for things like depression and anxiety. There's a whole array of other things as well too. ADHD, eating disorders, postpartum, bipolar, suicidal ideation, the list goes on. Then there's the matching. So based on those assessment results, we're then going to match that member to a treatment plan. So we're matching them to this personalized care plan. So if screened for, any specific conditions, we really want to make sure that we are personally matching those members with the best treatment that's meant for those treatment conditions. As I mentioned, care navigation several times is that dedicated support system, right? So each member is going to be paired with a dedicated care navigator. So members have unlimited access to these dedicated care navigators. Contact with these dedicated care navigators don't count against a member's sponsored sessions. These folks are really here to support members in their understanding and educating them about what to expect along their journey, what their care plan means, and what other tools that might really make sense for them to engage with. So seeking out support when it comes to healthcare can be really stressful. And if there's someone who's new to therapy, new to the internet, new to technology, new to it all, or maybe not even new, just unfamiliar, they might not be sure what to expect. And so it might just feel really comfortable to have somebody who's right in their corner with them. The initial call with that care navigator is 20 minutes. And so during that call, all questions regarding their benefit can be answered at that time. Another thing that I really love about Spring is folks can access care anytime, anywhere. So as soon as a member completes the assessment, they have access to care. So they can begin to explore moments, immediately book a therapy appointment, connect with their care navigator, whatever the need is, they can get started. If at any point somebody's in crisis, I just want to make sure you all know, taking that assessment is not going to be a barrier to having that crisis resolved. So you may have heard me mention, taking that assessment is going to open up the door to so much. If a person's in crisis, like we're not going to say, hey, you need to take this assessment. We're going to support them in that moment of crisis. So our care team is available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They can also connect with our team 24/7 through our crisis support line. We do have language support. So as I mentioned before, members can have access to changing the platform to either English or Spanish. So they can do that by toggling it on or off in the upper right corner of their home page. This is the contact information for our care support team. And if Spanish is needed, dialing that main number and pressing 1 will take them there. I mentioned crisis support already, but just want to reiterate it. You would use Spring's main line and select option 2 for our crisis line. Obviously, for emergencies, 911 should be called. And also, if there's any suicide ideation or plan or intent or anything like that, we would recommend calling or texting as an additional resource 988. So a common question we would get is like, when does it make sense to refer to Spring Health? So there's never a wrong time. Here are just outlined a few examples of when we would recommend referring. This checklist could be relevant to members, but maybe it takes them, to thinking about a loved one, right? So this isn't an end-all be-all kind of list when they should talk to Spring Health. These are just a few options to have top of mind. So I do have this video here. It's an explainer video that provides in under 2 minutes, 2 minutes and some change, maybe from beginning to end, just an overview of Spring Health. So we've come to the end of today's session. And just to kind of wrap it up nicely in a bow, I think this video is a nice kind of way to round things out. So after the video, I'll take any questions that folks might have.
Managing life's ups and downs can be overwhelming, but whatever you're facing, you don't have to go through it alone. Spring Health provides you and your household members with personalized mental health and wellness support. Spring Health makes getting started with mental health care easy. First, you take a short, confidential online assessment, which helps you learn more about your emotional and behavioral health. Then our technology goes to work and recommends a personalized mental wellness plan for you. Your plan might include coaching, therapy, medication management, self-guided wellness exercises, known as moments, or a combination of care. Coaches can help you set and meet goals in your relationships, career, and life. And if your plan includes therapy, you can search for therapists by language, specialty, or demographic, and we'll match you with a therapist you feel comfortable talking to. Spring Health coaches, clinicians, therapists, care navigators, and psychiatrists are all part of our diverse care team network, with 47% of Spring Health providers identifying as BIPOC. Use the Spring Health website to quickly find care that fits your schedule, including during weekends and evenings, with appointments available in an average of less than 2 days. Your employer covers a set number of sessions each year for you and your household members. You also have access to work-life resource specialists who can provide referrals for local childcare, elder care, legal and financial resources, and more. And of course, for immediate assistance, 24/7 crisis support is always available. When it comes to mental health, Spring Health knows that one size does not fit all. That's why we personalize your care plan so you can feel better fast. Visit benefits.springhealth.com to learn more. Managing life's ups and downs.
All right, so happy to take any questions that the group might have right now at this time.
Thank you, Tiffany. Oh, we do have a question from Julie. Julie, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Feel free to ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Hi, I'm just wondering, is United Ag going to be providing the follow-up with instructions on how to roll this out with our employees? how does that work? If I have an employee who comes to me saying he's interested in medical or I'm sorry, mental health benefits, I still don't know what to say.
Maribel, would you like to speak a bit about like your communications plan or?
Sure. Great question, Julie. So currently we're in the process of finalizing the different channels of communication. And yes, indeed, one will be directed to our HR professionals on how to communicate this benefit to their employees, particularly when it's a subject that could be private. So we'll be providing those tools and resources. We're just in the process of finalizing the bilingual marketing materials. And then a direct mailer will actually be sent to all of the members currently on our trust plan. This benefit will not be available to ASO plans and PSF plans. If you have any questions regarding the type of plan you're currently on, I encourage you to contact your client services manager. But yes, we're going to take a multi-level approach to communicate this benefit. It is scheduled to roll out for a soft launch 2/1, and then a thorough engagement March 1st. So we want to do a soft launch because we want to identify any kinks that our members may encounter or any barriers to accessing this benefit. So that's why we're doing this two-prong approach. And I want to now ask Alex Chi, our CFO, to see if he wants to provide some information regarding the 10 visits.
Thank you, Maribel. Happy to. So the Spring Health program is launching with 10 visits for qualified plans, and this affects over 95% of the member population. The first 10 visits will be provided to members at no cost. So members can enroll in the Spring Health app, join the program, and qualify for the first 10 visits at no cost. And we're very excited to offer this to our members. I think this was there was an initial pilot with Spring a while back, and the member feedback was exceptionally positive. And we wanted to bring this to the broader population so that this is available and accessible to all the members, and without barriers, I think related to those initial visits. Yeah, very, very happy and glad to have this program with us. Thank you, Maribel.
Thank you, Alex. And Julie, going back to, we will be sending additional information pamphlets that you can hand to your employees. And most important, the contact information for Spring. And our member services team is always available to assist any members with any questions regarding mental health. On our line, we also have Sonia. Sonia, is there anything you want to touch on how members can access even our customer service to get more detailed information about these programs?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. If you have any questions or would like to get more information in regards to this program, or you have a member, an employee that is looking for these benefits or needs the help and you don't know what to do, you can always reach out to us. We'll be working closely with Spring Health as well, and to get that member the help that they need. So you can reach out to us through phone, email, or if you can reach out to me directly as well. I'm available to help you.
And I just shared our general customer service or member services line. And as Sonia indicated, if a call comes in, and it could be yourself, Julie, calling on behalf of one of your employees, they'll handle the call and work with the member to get the medical need or the medical services they need.
And if I can just make another quick comment, if you have an employee right now that's in crisis, don't wait until this program launches. Just let us know that there is a member that needs help, and we'll do the best that we can to get them the help that they need. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Tiffany, could you touch on how this benefit will be available in various language preferences?
Yeah, for sure. So languages like the platform specifically, or like therapists
Both.
language spoken. Yeah, so the platform is available, like I mentioned, in English and Spanish, and then we have providers who speak over like 40 languages. The list continues to grow because our provider network continues to grow. So most of our primary language and preferred language needs are met. If there are any issues with accessing a provider with preferred spoken language, connect with the care navigator. If there are still challenges with that, we can support with our referral concierge service, who can support with finding a provider who's in network for the member and speaks their preferred language. Does that help answer your question, Maribel?
Yes. And I did receive another question of when is this program scheduled to roll out? As I indicated, we're doing a soft launch starting February 1st, and then, broader communication and engagement starting March 1st. Okay, any other questions from the audience? Or anything else, Tiffany, that you would like to add?
I'm just super excited. Like, I wasn't here when Spring and United Ag had previously worked together. I feel grateful to work on this project because so many people internally are super excited about United Ag coming back. So it's kind of like a big deal. So can't wait to continue to work with you all till the end, and then see what magic happens once y'all launch.
Indeed, Spring Health was instrumental during, the dark days, I would say, of COVID, when all of us were probably dealing with some form of anxiety, stress, the unknown. And Spring was a vital tool for our members to deal with some of these issues and concerns, or just simply have someone to talk to. So we're excited to bring this back now at the health plan level, where prior it was available as a pilot test through the association. So question here, how does it work if individual needs more than 10 sessions? Sonia, would you like to address that question?
Yes, if an individual needs more than 10 sessions, they will continue to get those. The only difference is that they would have their plan copay. So if the plan copay is a $25 copay, that's what the member will pay upfront with at the time of the visit. So the visits will continue. Of course, always keep in mind that they're medical, it's based on medical necessity. But yeah, the treatment won't stop after the 10 visits.
Sonia, you said there'd be a $25 copay?
No, I'm just referring based on their plan copay.
Oh, based on their plan copay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So another question, are the 10 sessions separate from regular doctor visits? Very good question.
Yeah, correct. So for each plan, depending on the member's plan, there's no limit for the doctor's visit. So yes, this is separate from the doctor's visit, because the first 10 visits, the member won't have to pay a copay. After the 10 visits, that's when they start paying their copay. And these doesn't include the HSA plans as well. Throw that in there.
Indeed, glad you covered the HSA. So this benefit, or this service, should I say, will be available to HSA plans, but it will have to abide by plan guidelines, which means the member has to meet their deductible or copays before they can access it. Well, yeah, the 10 visits just would not apply at this point. Good questions. Any other questions? Feel free to raise your hand if you want to.
These are super. There's making me think about my own individual health plan. I'm thinking now as like an individual, and if I were y'all, how it would work. So these are good questions to get me thinking as an individual participant versus a partner here.
Exactly. So I would say once this communication does start rolling out, encourage your employees to register and have all of that completed. And you know, we can always enjoy the moment sessions and all those, and those will be it. There's no cost for those. And another great thing is when you actually do need that one-on-one, you have everything completed and ready to go. So kind of like be prepared, right?
Yep. Cool. Well, if there are no other questions, we're always here. Even post-launch, I'm always here. Neely is the account manager for this project, so she'll always be there. And if anything comes up in between now and then, just let me know, team. Glad to be with y'all today.
Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, everyone. And thank you to the United Ag team for attending today's session. Thank you.